in a horror zombie film, if you don't die on screen, then you're not really dead. I started my career, you know, this with Gangs of Wasseypur, you know, and I was part of this big ensemble of actors. And that's how I started my career. And it's almost kind of crazy. Almost 10 years later, I'm doing a film in the West with an acclaimed director like Zack Snyder, who's on everybody's wish list to work with. Again, in a big ensemble. So for me, it was never about length of role. It was always about whether my character is playing a pivotal part in the narrative or not.
For all film related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Pooja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Thank you for your message. Made me so happy. Thank you.
But I mean, on that note, I must say you are rocking this May. I mean, the summer belongs to Huma Qureshi.
I don't know about that, but thank you.
Basically, the way you have stepped up and to help, and especially the children, because I actually feel in all this, is the children and the animals. You know, they are वो जैसे कहते हैं ना बेजुबान जो कुछ नहीं कर पाते हैं. So tell me about your association and how you, as the NGO said, you know, your name being associated with it gave them a great boost. So what has it been like? What has been your work and the challenges you are facing as such now?
Yeah, Pooja, you know, it's exactly what you said. You know, there's so much anxiety that we're facing and mental stress that all of us are going through. And especially the second wave, now somehow it just seemed more immediate. Like, I don't know anybody who's not either got it themselves or had a family member go through it. I know so many people who I've known, they've lost a parent or somebody in the family. And it's been a very, very like traumatic time. And a month ago, it was especially bad because my closest friends, my staff members, my colleagues, manager, everybody got it together. So you were just like so anxious. I really thought like, you know, almost the world is coming to an end. Like that's the feeling one got. There was so much feeling of anxiety. So of course, at a personal level, whoever we could help, we were helping, you know, in whatever way, you know, we could. And also we realized like how important social media was. There's so many people we were able to help by just connecting them with somebody in the same city, doctors, medicine, you know, whatever, oxygen, whatever they needed. But as like thankfully people close to me started getting better and coming back home, I realized, you know, this is hamare haal hai, living in Delhi, Bombay, you know, the big metros. Think about people at large and they must be all scrambling for basics. Like I have heard horror stories that I'm sure everybody has about like people being outside, you know, hospital gates and not getting the right treatment or oxygen time. You know, visuals of people into gurdwaras and like them coming out and helping and doing so much seva for people and just, you know. So I was like, you know, I have to do something. And Save the Children is an organization I have been working with in the past as well. And in fact, about 2 years ago, I went with their trustees to some of the villages in Nepal and I saw the on-ground work that they really were doing, an actual real on-ground work and change to some of the most marginalized communities over there. And I was like, this is amazing. So I was talking to their team members, you know, and I was like, listen, guys, what can we do? Of course, the immediate concerns were what's going to happen to the children in a time like this, because as we know, women and children are the most badly hit, especially in a time of crisis and pandemic like we're going through. So there were concerns about connecting people, you know, kids to helplines. Of course, there's a national helpline number that we're trying to circulate and give people education. I know a lot of people at this point in time are coming forward uh, because they want to adopt kids, but we have to make sure it happens legally in the right way because there are a lot of illegal adoptions happening. And of course, many a times children end up getting trafficked. So we have to make sure that these, you know, things, people have the right awareness so that, you know, these kids don't end up being trafficked or you know, whatever in a bad situation. So of course, ये सारी बातें चल रही थी and we had multiple calls. I was also trying to educate myself with the Save the Children team about like understanding the on-ground realities and what could one do. And the immediate thing that came forward also was to stop the prevention of loss of life. Like how do we prevent that first from happening? Because we don't want families to break up. We don't want these kids to lose their parents or a breadwinner or communities to disintegrate. So, which is why the hospital facility first came into being. Let's set up a hospital, a 100-bed hospital facility in Delhi. And you know, and then it just became like a domino effect. I mean, it's all happening so fast as we speak, and there are these lovely people on ground working day in and day out to make sure that's a reality. My job, of course, is to raise awareness, get funds, but I'm fully involved in in making sure that whatever money we are raising is actually going to people जिनको फर्क पड़ने वाला है. मतलब हमने कुछ 10-12 दिन पहले शुरू किया था and already we are almost close to the 50% mark. You know,
Wow.
my concern was everybody is all, you know, is donating and trying to help. Like, I hope, I've never done a fundraiser before. I've never done this before. I hope we're able to do it because, you know, it's scary. It's a big responsibility,
True.
you know, but already 70 oxygen concentrators have been sent to our location, the Tilak Nagar Hospital in Delhi. And I have to thank all the individuals who have come forward, and they have donated so generously. They've opened their hearts out, you know, through words, through actions. It's been so amazing. Organizations have come forward, because my thing is, you know, sure, I'm talking about it, but it's not my initiative. It's everybody's initiative. It's a
True.
citizens initiative, and many organizations have come forward. There's somebody who came forward saying, you know what, we're going to give you ventilators, so in case you want to set up a ward, you know, for the most critical patients, and you have because these things, the idea is we're collecting money, but then you place orders, they take their own time, so we're trying to cut out that lag, you know, between getting somebody the right help at the right time, because the idea is to save as many lives as possible, and to be on ground. And so yeah, it's a challenge every day, but yeah, I mean, it's nice. I mean, we're also adding 50 more beds to this facility, which is going to be like a childcare and pediatric unit, which is something we're working on with the doctors on ground and everything. So I hope, fingers crossed, we can reach our, you know, milestones pretty fast, and we're able to do this and actually make a difference.
And since you're lending yourself out there, and as the NGO also said that your name and your association has helped them also, what do you think is the current challenge that you also, as someone affiliated to this, is facing, or what is the challenge you feel?
Sorry, I didn't understand. Say that again. There was a little bit of lag.
Now, what is the challenge you are facing as such? What is the challenge that you need to surmount? Because I know you're lending yourselves out there, but there's as much as you can do. But is it awareness? Is it lack of infrastructure?
Well, absolutely. I think the idea सबसे पहले तो ये है कि हमको infrastructure को support करना है. See, the thing is, we've known these, right? We are a large country. Okay, there was always this fear that once this pandemic gets out of hand, and there was always this talk about the second wave. You know, that is something, of course, through social distancing, wearing masks, observing all those norms, we can prevent it. But when people are in a situation, then the infrastructure needs to support that. I mean, we've seen enough cases where there's just not been enough oxygen beds available, you know, or what happens after that. Or there's been just so much panic in general because people don't have the right information. Like, I have spoken to people where, you know, family members' oxygen is dipping, but they don't still need a hospital bed. But उस वक्त trauma इतना होता है, fear इतना होता है, because, you know, you're also scared, taking care of your grandmother, grandfather, parent, child, whatever. So you want to, you know, just be able to talk to somebody, talk to a doctor, talk to somebody who knows. And I mean, I have to say, our healthline workers have been phenomenal. Our doctors, the medical community has been really phenomenal. What they've done, worked tirelessly. You know, it's really been phenomenal. But they're also overburdened. मतलब वो भी तो थक जाते हैं. They're also human. You know, I mean, I've spoken to them at the end of a long work day. They are exhausted. Some of them haven't eaten or whatever, and we have to also take care of them and acknowledge how much they put themselves out there to do this.
True. And I also must say that congratulations on Army of the Dead. I mean, मेरे को गीता का character देख के ऐसे लगा we're living in a similar time, you know. I mean, zombie mode hai, but everybody wants to know what actually has happened to Geeta. Everybody's wondering. Are we waiting for a sequel to it?
I think that's a question for Zack Snyder. That's not a Huma Qureshi question. That's a Zack Snyder question. But there is conversation, I won't deny. But let's see what happens. What happened to Geeta? Let's just say this: in a horror zombie film, if you don't die on screen, then you're not really dead.
Absolutely. And you know what made me happy and also proud was the fact that a lot of people wrote in, critics especially, saying with Huma's talent, we wish that Geeta had more screen time than she did. Is that not heartening, you know, to hear? Because you made an impression.
You get it, Pooja. Like, I've been saying this from the beginning. I'm just saying thank you. Thank you to the critics, to the fans, to everybody from India. I mean, we are so blessed that we have so much love from everybody that, you know, they always want to see us shine and for us to do better. But I simply say this, you know, I started my career, you know, this with Gangs of Wasseypur, you know, and I was part of this big ensemble of actors, and that's how I started my career. And it's almost kind of crazy, almost 10 years later, I'm doing a film in the West with an acclaimed director like Zack Snyder, who's on everybody's wish list to work with, again in a big ensemble. So for me, it was never about length of role. It was always about whether my character is playing a pivotal part in the narrative or not. That, and you know, my body of work now, you know, I mean, I've done all sorts of films. I've done small independent films and big films and series and regional films. And, you know, so for me, it's always about what am I doing in the story and how am I taking the story forward. So wo agar ho jaye, to, you know, I feel you know, I'm satisfied with my work, and that's what I've always gone for. So from in that perspective, I'm very happy with the reception I received for Army of the Dead, and I'm very happy that it leaves my fans hungry for more, because I'm willing to do more.
Absolutely. And also another thing that I noticed was we spoke last face to face was for Leela. Dystopian setting. This also seems like, kya pata, you know, we might just have a kind of.
Yeah.
You have a thing for these dystopian thrillers, is it? That you get attracted to playing these roles?
Well, we're living in dystopic times.
Absolutely.
So they don't seem so far-fetched. No, I don't know. I think they just find me. I don't think I go looking for them. I think it's they just find me. I don't know. I don't know what my process is to finding these scripts. I think I just try and be like, okay, I don't want to repeat myself. So I want to try and at least play different characters every single time I'm doing something. And especially Pooja, post this pandemic situation, no, I think it's given me a lot of time to reflect and to think about who I am and what I'm doing. And especially like, I mean, you'll see what, I mean, I've done actually, I have a lot of releases lined up for this year. I realized that if this is, and I always approach this, if this is the last thing I'm going to do, like, you know, how people are going to remember this. So when I do a Maharani or I do Army of the Dead or whatever, I'm just like, if this is it, you know, that I'll ever get to do, if this is the last time I'll get to walk on a film set and work, how am I going to approach this? And that's what's been, I don't know, inspiring me, motivating me, I guess.
And talking about Maharani, 20 million views in like what, a few days of the trailer's release. Awesome. And I also like I like that scene where she's serving tea, you know, chai leke jao, and suddenly she's announced as chief minister. You know, amazing. And a woman's
Everybody's
story.
fantasy, na?
I know. So what?
I mean, what बना रहे हो बोला है chief minister मैं.
अगर आपके साथ ये हुआ तो क्या होगा? मगर I know you love to cook, but tomorrow you were said, Huma, head of state.
I will go back to sleep because I know it's a bad dream.
No, but amazing. And also, you know, drawing parallels, how women are breaking the glass ceiling, and also in politics and positions of power. Now with Kamala Harris, everybody is so proud that you have a, you know, Madam President. What were your reasons to do this particular role? You know, it reminded me of Rabri Devi, how everyone dissed her, but she did run, you know, did rule that state, yeah.
I know, but that's where the similarity really starts and ends. Just like saying, if I ever do any politician story in India, it has to be Indira Gandhi, you know, if it's just because she comes from Bihar, it's Rabri Devi. So I think that's really where the similarity ends and starts. Having said that, it's a fictional story, you know, and I think for what attracted me to the writing of this particular script was that the writers, Subhash Kapoor, you know, Karan sir, they all really made sure that, you know, it never became so far-fetched that it didn't seem so unreal that it was not possible. You know what I mean? So they drew like a lot of like, how should I say, like they really researched it and they really worked very hard. For example, if you've seen the trailer, there's a line in which I say, कि अरे इतने मर्दाना सरकार का मुख्यमंत्री अब हमको काहे बना दिए? Now, it's just Rani Bharti expressing herself. Because she's a village woman. She's never gone outside her village. She's never even gone to Patna. So she has no worldview. But just because she's not educated doesn't mean she's not smart or doesn't have a perspective or doesn't have a voice. And she expresses that. And because now she's chief minister, that means something, right? So she could be just saying, कि हमको इस कमरे में क्यों बुला दिए? इतने मर्द हैं यहाँ पे तो. But it's talking about representation of women, right, in government. And I think that's the beauty of this character, that through her innocence and through her rural charm and common sense, she's able to navigate the situation. And that's what really attracted me to this character.
And what I like about your filmography is you play very strong characters, very strong narratives, like women who own themselves.
But I don't know
Perfect.
any woman who's not strong. I always say this.
I
I have never met a
totally,
woman in my life who's not strong.
no, absolutely. But narratives, maybe we are seeing that change happening, thanks to actors like you going full-fledged to do roles like this. आपको क्या लगता है कौन सा ऐसा narrative है अब retire कर देना चाहिए?
कौन सा narrative औरतों को लेके है
जो हाँ जो आप वाला अब हो गया जी, और कौन सा हमको लाना चाहिए?
बहुत सारे ऐसे कोई मतलब कोई जंग खत्म नहीं हो जाती है, मतलब अब जंग है नहीं, मतलब I feel like I always see this, I feel like it's a constantly evolutionary process. I see so many films that my colleagues and friends are doing that I'm so proud of them, that they're changing the game as we go along, and I feel that's as incredible because they are becoming more successful. I feel I am able to do shows like Maharani and to do films like the ones I'm doing because I'm standing on the shoulder of their successes, and they are really as women pulling me up. So I think that is what is really going on. So बहुत सारे I think वो अपने आप automatically वो narratives अपने आप ही मतलब they'll die down because I think people are evolving, filmmakers, writers, producers are evolving. They're investing in subjects and stories which are about the female perspective and point of view. We are looking at women's bodies, minds, lives outside the male gaze, and that's so refreshing. So I'm trying to pick also things that are me, and it's not only one thing. It could be, I'm many things. I could be a chief minister and flawed, or I could be a housewife and super smart, and we're not boxes. We don't come in like neatly compartmentalized boxes, and that for me is incredible. And also like audiences are maturing and they're also accepting it. So I think that it's a great place to be in.
So Geeta versus Maharani, kaun वैसे is like your vibe?
Who's my vibe? They both are not my vibe. My vibe is Kalka Ji, C14 Kalka Ji. That's my vibe. So that's where my first home was.
Awesome.
I grew up as a Punjabi kid. So that's my vibe. I think I'm just an imposter who's trying to be different people. And I remember इससे पहले मेरा एक interview हुआ था, so they made me do the sign off in both my American accent and my Bihari accent, which was quite funny.
And I'm going to make you do that too.
No.
Why don't you say something in your American accent and in your bata do na kuch Bihari accent maybe?
No, so the point being that she's like, who are you? Like, are you Bible? Sometimes it does seem like that, but I did Army of the Dead like in 2019 end, and we did this last year. So you're seeing this all together because that's just how it's happening. But I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way, and I wouldn't pick one or the other. They both are me, and yet they both are not me. So I don't know how to answer that question.
So what would happen if Huma, Geeta, and then Maharani were to meet? What would the conversation be?
They would just have a tea party and gossip about the world.
Awesome. So lovely chatting with you. And you also finished a movie in the pandemic, Bell Bottom. We're looking forward to that as well. And do you feel this is also going to impact the industry? Because the industry gives employment to so many people. Will our narratives also change after what we've been through?
I think so. I think kuch to stories badlegi. Like already, I think when we're talking scripts and all, we're talking about, is it a pre-COVID world or a during COVID world or a post-COVID world? I think those conversations anyway creatively to hota hi hai. Matlab now almost 2018 ki picture banao to that's also like period, is it? Because masks suddenly and none of these norms. So it's strange. It's evolving. I think we are living in very, very unprecedented times, which is why it calls for very unprecedented things we have to do. The idea is, I mean, as an actor, I just feel like whenever an opportunity arises, go to work, try to make the most of it, live like this is your last performance, your last day, but keep a positive outlook. And whoever you can help around you in whatever way, and I say this too, whether it's a fundraiser you can donate to, whether it's somebody you can provide help, assistance, किसी का राशन भरवा दो, कुछ नहीं कर सकते, किसी को फोन करके पूछ लो कि तुम how you feeling, how you doing today, because people are going through so much. So sometimes that itself is a very, very big thing. So just do whatever you can, and hopefully we'll come out of this soon and we can all get vaccinated pretty fast and we can all go out and remove our masks and I can't wait to get to that world. That's
And I can't wait to meet you personally and have that double ka meetha also that I crave during Eid. So jate apne American accent mein as Geeta, what we can look
अभी
forward
जो
to,
है
and
हम महारानी
Maharani.
का प्रमोशन कर रहे हैं तो हम महारानी की तरह बात करेंगे. हम नहीं कर सकते हैं अमेरिकी मम्मी की, हमको नहीं समझ से आता है. Pooja, it was lovely chatting with you.
Likewise. All the very best.
Oh, thank you, Baba.
Take care and be safe.
Bye bye. Double ka meetha
Bye-bye.
next week.
Yeah, and how can we support your organization? Would you want to tell people how can we support Smile?
Absolutely. We'll send you the links. So if you could please just go to these links and donate on them. They're also on my social media. It's on the Save the Children's site. Please come out as individuals, organizations. Reach out to me if you need be. We will figure this out. So please support us. We are trying to set up this Tilak Nagar facility in any way you can. So it will be really, really appreciated.
Thank you so much and good luck. All the very best. Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye, Pooja. Thanks.
Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.